talk to the other section students and then decide the time on Wednesday. We need 2 hours for the practice session. Okay, so let's talk about today's lecture now. Today we're going to finish the functions. By the way, do you have any questions regarding functions? Do you experience any problem with the functions? Anyone has an example? A question regarding functions that he may want to ask? Yeah, I mean, don't talk about this to me, okay? Talk to yourself, to the Suhaib or Malik, and then decide a date and then talk to me, okay? You can decide on any day. Just do it like any day but Thursday and Friday, okay? And then once you make a decision, then you tell me and I will do it. And kindly do it by tonight. Yes, this week, because we need to have 3 sessions before the exam. So I want to take one more session afterwards. We need to do it this week. So we still have Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 days left, okay? So now, anyone has a question regarding the function? No one. MashaAllah. So the functions, we first define the function. And how do we define the function? We have a keyword def, then the function name, and then the parameters. And then we have the body of the function. And once we define the function, we can call the function or invoke the function by using the name of the function, okay, with the parameter. So now we are going to talk about this thing. The parameters. So we have, okay, sometimes they are called parameters and sometimes they are called arguments of function. Like these are the arguments of the function. These are the arguments of the function. Okay. So there are 2 types of arguments: positional arguments and the keyword arguments. Now listen this very carefully because this is where most people make mistakes. So you all need to listen carefully so you don't make mistakes in this part. So we have 2 types of arguments. One is positional and one is keyword. Now, the positional argument, let's see, what is positional argument? Now, the positional argument requires that the argument be passed in the same order. This is an important word, the same order as their respective parameters in the function header. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's say I have this function, which is nprintln, nprintln, nprintln. It has 2 arguments. This is the argument number 1, and this is the argument number 2. Okay. Okay. I think I should make it more clear to you guys. Like, what is the difference? There are 2 words. The one word is parameter, and another word is argument. Okay. The word parameter is used when we have the definition of a function. So these 2 are the parameter. Okay. And the word argument is used when you use them actually in your program and you invoke them. Okay. So parameters are used. Is something that is used while defining the function, and arguments are something that is used while invoking the function. Is everybody clear about this? So the position argument is, let's say we have this function. Here we have 2 parameters, message and n. We have parameter 1 and parameter 2. Okay. Now we can see from here, like, what do you think n is going to be? N is an integer. How? Because look at this. We're using n here. So n has to be an integer. And message would be a. Now, what is message? Is this an integer or a string? Yes, it's a string. So careful here. So the message is a string and n is an integer. Now the function prints. Now what it does is it prints messages n times. So it will print the message n times. Now if I use this, if I call this function with message a and n3, then a will be printed 3 times. Okay, everybody happy with this? This is perfectly fine. Is everybody happy with this? Now if I do this other way around, now if I put this 3 here and a here like this, now that has, what do I mean by that? It means print 3 a times. Now what does that mean? It means stupidness. So we have an error, because how can we print 3 a times? No, remember the position. The first position is for the message and the second position is for the number of times. So you need to put this message at the right position and the number of times at its right position. And that is what we mean by positional argument, that you need to put the arguments while invoking the function at their right location. Any question in this? So what it means is it passes 3 to messages and a to n, and this is a problem. Okay, so now that we have another type of arguments, which is called keyword arguments. So what we do is we pass each argument in the form of name equals to value. So let me give you an example. The example is that if I want to print a message 5 times, I can say nprintln, this nprintln, and now I can put this 5 or 3 before a, but then I will use this n. What is n? N is here. I'm saying n is 5 and the message is good, and the message is good. Now we can change, look at this. Now n is appearing before the message. Here, when the n was appearing before the message, we have an error. But now we can write the n before the message. But how can we write it like that? We can write it with the name along with the value. Did you understand this now? Like if you want to write this 3 before a, like if you want to write 3, which corresponds to n, look at this. The position of n is 2. The position of message is 1. Here, the position of n is 1 and the position of message is 2. So if you want to write the n in the first position, then you need to put an n equals to 3 like that. Okay. Guys, you understand this? Oh, now it is possible to mix the positional arguments with the keyword arguments. We can mix them, but the positional arguments cannot appear after the keyword arguments. Like once you have the keyword argument, then you cannot have a positional argument. Okay? So let's say we have this function which has three parameters, p1, p2, and p3. Okay. Now, what is this right or wrong? And here we are invoking f. Is this right or wrong? What is this? Is this a positional argument or a keyword argument? No, this is a positional argument. This is a keyword argument. This is a keyword argument. Yeah, why positional? Because it decides that this number corresponds to the first in position, because there is nothing here, but it tells you that my keyword is P2. So put the 4 in the P2, put 10 in the P3. But how would you know that 30 is going to go in the P1? You know it because this is a positional argument. It takes the position. The first position goes to the first argument, first parameter. Okay. Now what about this? This value corresponds to position or keyword. Yeah, this is a positional argument. This is a keyword argument, and this is again a positional argument. So we cannot have a positional argument cannot appear after a keyword. So here we have a positional argument after a keyword argument. So this is going to give an error. Okay. Now try to answer this question. So we have defined a function with 1, 2, 3, 4 arguments, 4 parameters. Now we have these 4 arguments. Now is this correct or wrong? Is this definition 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? What about the first one? Is the first one correct or wrong? Now is this correct or wrong? Yeah, this is correct. Why? Because we have the positional argument before the key. These are the keyword arguments. So we have it before it. Now what about this? Yeah, wrong. Why? Because here we have the positional argument after the keyword. This is wrong. You cannot have a positional after the keyword. What about third one? Yes, this is also wrong because you cannot have a positional argument after the keyword arguments. What about the fourth one? Fourth one is correct. Yes. What about the fifth one? Yeah, this is also correct. We can change the position of P1 and P4. Look at this. P4 was here and P1 was here, but we can put the P4 before P1 if we use a name. So anyone has a confusion in understanding this, please ask me. Okay, now let's do some examples. I have got 4, 5, 6 examples today. So this is a very basic example. Okay, this is like a review on function. So here I have used def keyword to define a function greet, and it has a parameter name. So what this function does is it prints out hello, and this parameter goes here, and the good morning. So if I do this, what is going to be the output? Okay, don't worry about this thing. Don't worry about this part. Okay. Yeah, but this is going to be the output. Hello, Ali, full stop. We have a full stop here and a good morning. So everybody clear about this? Yeah, but there is no exclamation. Oh yeah, there is. Yes. Everybody clear about it? By the way, now let me ask you guys, is this a positional argument or a keyword argument? Positional argument or a keyword argument? Yeah, this is a positional argument. Perfect. Now let's do something interesting. Now we have another same example, but this time we have 2 parameters. So we have 2 parameters of a function. Now, okay, by the way, let me tell you guys what this thing is. Now, I told you guys the command to use this hash. But if you have, this is command for one line command. But if you have a long command on multiple lines, then you can use these 3 double quotations, start at the end, and everything inside is going to be commented. Okay, so this thing is for the multiple line comments. So this thing is for the multiple line comments. Okay, let me show you on the Python actually, so you can see it yourself as well. So let's see. So x is 1, then we see this. The x is 1, and I am testing it if it's really 1. And then I say y equals to 2. Okay. If I run this program, there will be no error. There's no error. This all is comment. Okay. The comment in the multiple line. Or you can do like this. That is also fine. So you can do it like this, or do like the first way. I add 4 of this. No. It's always 3. Always 3. Look at this. You can have 1,000 lines. Okay. Look at this. Okay. You got the answer, Abdullah Faisal, sorry. Yeah, this is a new name, so I'm not giving a question, by the way. Okay. So any other question that you have? So what do you think is going to be the output? What do you think is going to be the output? Yeah. So these are the 2 arguments. Are these positional argument or the keyword argument? Are these 2 positional arguments or the keyword arguments? Yes, they are the positional argument, where the first position will go to name, and this position corresponds to message. So what we'll have, you'll have print hello, the name is Ali. So hello Ali, and then you have the message. Then you have the message. And what is the message? Message is this, which is the argument number 2, which is good morning. Okay, so we have 2 positional arguments here. Any question in this? Okay. Now what about this? Now we have another topic. Now what happened? Let me do an experiment here. Okay. Let me open a Python and let me do an experiment here. Let me do this code here. So we have def, greet, name, and message, 2 parameters. And then we say print hello. Then we say hello. Then we say name. And then we say message. Okay. Then we say, let's say greet, and then there are 2 parameters, name and message. So let's say name is Salman, and let's say message is good afternoon. Let's see what happens. Let's put a space here, so it's not a problem. So look at this. Get this as an answer. Okay. So look at this. Let me clear it first so you can see. Now look at this. So you have hello, Sarmad, good afternoon. Okay, perfectly fine. Everybody happy with this? Now what will happen if I remove this thing? Now this function is expecting how many arguments? How many arguments is this function expecting? Expecting 2 arguments. So what will happen if I run this program? We'll have an error. Yes, we'll have an error. We have missing, look at this, missing 1 required positional argument. Look at this. Read the error, greet message. Greet is the function which is missing 1 required positional argument by the message name. Look at this. So, sometimes people forget about it. So look at this. Now what will happen? Look at this. Good evening. Now what I'm doing here is I'm saying that if somebody forgets about the message, then by default this message should appear. So let's see what happens now. Look at this. If I forget to write the second argument, will take the default value. Okay, now I forgot right here. Now if I write it here, I love you. Now what will it say? Now this will overwrite the default value. Let's put Ali here. So you can see what happens if you forget about thing. So this is something we call default arguments. Default argument, that you put an argument as a default. Like if the user forget any argument, the function will give it a default argument. So I'm going to open the file again so you can see it and try to understand it. Okay, so take 1 minute about it, and if you have any question, you can ask me. By the way, I'm expecting questions here. So guys, anyone has a question? Do you understand the concept of default argument? Let me do it again. So if I forget to put the second argument, this will still run and it will use the default argument for message. But if I specify the message, now this is going to override the default argument. Okay. So now come back to the next section. Now then we have the example for the keyword arguments. Now this is an interesting example. Okay. So here again we have 2 parameters, message and the name. Now let's see what will happen. What will be the output of this? What will be the output for this? I'm invoking a function here. Invoking function. Yeah, so we're gonna have hello, the name. We have the name is Ali, and the message. What is message? Message is good morning. So we have hello, Ali, good morning. Now what about this? No, Isa, no, Suhaib. No. Look at this. We invoke a function greet. So we go here. We are expecting 2 parameters. So the message is this. So this is going to get in the message in here, and the name is going to get in the name. So Ali goes in the name. Look at this. And the good morning goes in the message. And what do? We print hello, name. What is name? The name is Ali. So we say hello, Ali, good morning. Yes. So Isa, do you understand it? Isa and Suhaib. Look at this now. The message has a value of this. This is the key and this is a key. So you're saying that this should go into this key and this should go into this key. So this, when goes here into this, means it goes into the message, and Ali goes to name, and therefore Ali goes here. Okay, listen carefully. This is a keyword argument because we have used a keyword here. But now look at this. This is a position argument. There is no keyword. So this will go into the first position. Okay. And this is a keyword. This goes in the message. And what is the message? Message is this. This goes here. Okay. Let me do some examples on the Python here. So let's do a few more things here. So let's have first name 1. First name. Let's have second name, and let's have message. Okay. So we say first name plus second name message. Okay, now tell me what is going to be the output for this. Ali Ahmed. So guys, what will be the output? Oh, this is going to be a problem here. We have mashallah, we have multiple answers here. Good. Let's take this off first of all. I can see your answers. Okay, someone is saying hello, hello Ali Ahmed, I am hungry. Now Abdullah is right. Al Walid, you have a problem because look at this, Abdul Walid. This is going to override this thing. Okay, so let's run it and see. Ali Ahmed, I am hungry. Okay. Now let me do something here. Now, okay, well, tell me, Ali Ahmed and I am hungry. Are these keyword argument or the positional arguments? Yeah, positional arguments, which means that the first argument will go into the first parameter. When I say positional, look at the position. The second will go into the second position, and third will go into the third position. Okay. Now let's see what happens now. What will happen now? What is this? Now what will be the output? Now tell me what will the output. Now what is this? Is this a positional argument or a keyword argument? Yes, this is a keyword argument. Now what will happen? Now where will this Ali go? Ali will go here or here? Ali will go here or here? Yes. Ali will go into the second name, which is this. And the Ahmad will go into the first name, which is this. The output is going to be, let's see. Hello, Ahmad Ali. Look at this. Yes. So now do you see a difference in the positional and the keyword argument? Any question now? So do you have any question? Is it clear or not? Okay. By the way, now what do you think is going to be the output now? Yes. Why? Why Ahmad? Why Badr? Error. No, Nihar. Error. Why error? Why? Why do we have an error? Yeah, why do we have an error now? Yeah, we cannot have a position after the keyword. We need to have a position before the keyword. Look at this. Look at the error. Positional argument follows the keyword argument. This is an error, syntax error. What is the error? We have an error where we says you cannot have a keyword before the position, and the position must follow the keyword. In your case, this is the error type that in your case the position is following the keyword, which is wrong. Can you see this thing? So that is it. Okay. Now let's talk about the last topic, which is scope of a variable. The scope of a variable is a part of a program where the variable can be referenced. Now in this section, we are going to talk about the scope of a variable in the context of functions. A variable created inside a function is referred to as a local variable. Now any variable that is created inside a function is called a local variable. Okay, and the local variable can only be accessed within a function. So let's see. So here I have the first example. This is my function and I have created a local variable. Okay, now local variable is any variable that is created inside a function. So this is my function and we have created a variable which is local to this function. Now we cannot access this variable outside the function. So look at this. By the way, what is going to be the output of this command? So this is the definition and this is a so what do you think is going to be the output of for this code? Is going to be the output for this code. So here we execute the function first. So we execute the function. So we go here. Here we do print global variable. What is the value of this thing? This is 1. So we print 1. Then we print local variable. So we print 2. Then we go out. And the next part is print global variable. We again print 1. Then we have print local variable. Now that's, we have no idea. So we have an error now. So the output is going to be error. Why? Because this local variable is only defined inside the function. You cannot access the local variable outside the function. Okay. Let's do one more example. What about this? What is going to be the output of this function? We should tap it. What is tap? Hassan, what is your question? Press tap. No. Oh my goodness. No. Okay, first of all, the word is tab. Okay? Secondly, no. This is the function, okay? This is the only function. This is outside function. So no. Don't press tab here, you know. Point is that the variable that is defined inside a function cannot be accessed outside the function. Okay, so the scope of a variable inside a function is inside a function. So the variable, now listen carefully, the variable that is defined in a function can only be used inside the function. It cannot be used outside the function. That's the point. Okay, so what about this? What will be the output? So we do F1. What is F1? This is F1. So we say, now look at this, print X. Now what will happen? This is going to take the value from this. So we'll have print 2. And then what is going to be this print X? Will it be 1 or will it be 2? Yes. Why? Because this X cannot come. This X is only inside this function. For this X, we have to use the one which is outside the function. Okay. Any question in this? Let's do one more example. Now, what will be the output? That's not really interesting. So let's do this. That is not interesting. Yeah, let's do this one. This is interesting. So now let's do this one. This is interesting. Now we have, look at this. Is this a local variable or a global variable? Local or global? Local means only inside. Scope is only inside function. And global means everywhere. So is this X a local or global? No. Remove this line. It's not line. It's not here. Is this X a local or global? Okay, tell me what will be the output of this command? This program. What will be the output? So we'll have increase function. We go inside. We see X. What is the value of X? X is 1. So we make X is 2. So we print 2 now. And then we have print X. What is X? x is 1. This is the output. 2 and 1. Okay, this is the output. 2 and 1. 2 comes from here, and the 1 comes from here. Do you understand this? Do you understand this? Now, if I do this, now what is this x local or global? This x is global, and what about this x? This is local x. Now, if I do this, if I add a keyword global x, then that x also becomes global. And now this x is going to be global x, which is 2. Why? Because x was 1. Now here we are saying that whatever x is inside this function is going to be a global x now. Now that x is no more a local x, it is going to be global x. So that x is 1 because it comes from here. Now we got x is 2 now, and we are saying x is global now. So when we do print x, that x is going to take the value from the global x, which is this x. So answer is going to be 2 now. So with this command, global x, global x, this also returns 2 and this also returns 2. Understood? Any question, guys? Any question? Okay then. And please tell me about the tutorial, the practice session time. Okay, talk to the other group and 80. So we'll have it together. And 80 and 40 students should come together in one section. Okay. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.